Use ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter finds the right people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
With ZipRecruiter, we've hired everyone from accountants to project managers to field scientists.
And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/search. That's ZipRecruiter.com/search.
Michael Devine.
A lot of people like that show.
Because you need more than a newspaper.
Email, online, surfing the web, HTML, good buddy.
That's one of those times.
1400 KVFD.
Okay, yeah, you need more than a newspaper here in Fort Dodge. So, fortunately, you have me. Anyway, Nevin Mulholland is here, Randy Coleman, and we're on video and audio today. Rob Jones is over there in his classic bowl shirt, and we finally figured out what that was.
Not a bowling. It's not a bowling shirt. It is a bowl game. Actually, a high school all-star football.
I don't know, man. You look like you're ready to saddle up to lane 10.
Well, I always have to. I never know what's going to happen in my day, so I just kind of dress to do whatever I want to do, whether that be bowling, the news, sports, out in the community, whatever it is that I have.
By the way, we're live today. We have recorded in the past, but we're live today. If you want to join the program, 955-1400, 955-1400. We're on audio and video on my Facebook page, AM 1400 KBFD, or my private page, Michael Devine. We're also on the Alpha Media Fort Dodge website. I want to get Randy into the game here a little bit. We're going to talk football a little bit. Does anybody know what the hell Iowa State's doing? I mean, they're going to play.
They're going to play in an empty stadium.
They're going
to play.
Okay.
And it's on ESPN. So
it's on. Oh, really? It's on ESPN. That is good news.
Have they made it completely empty now? I know they said earlier 25,000, so they changed.
The president came in the next day and overruled it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that at first they had fans in the stands, or some fans in the stands.
25,000.
Right.
They went from it was a very. They described it as a bold plan,
right?
And then as the day went on, a lot of people are weighing in on reckless, including the Story County Public Health.
Right.
Well, it's one of the hottest.
We close public health departments until the
Mike. It's the hottest spot in the country. Second.
What is
Ames? Story County is the hottest spot in the United States, and number 2 is Iowa City. So Iowa's
per capita.
Per capita, but it is. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. We're from Iowa. I'm a by God 6th generation Iowa. I'm going to let some flu bug bother me.
There you go.
Not a chance.
There you go. There's Exhibit A. That's why we're leading the country.
We're number one.
We're number one.
COVID got on me. I just brush it off. Right? You know what I'm saying? Get out of here, COVID.
Well, it was a gutsy move by Pollard. There's no question about it. But
we need a little guts.
But they made the decision on what was it? Monday. And then Tuesday morning, the Des Moines Register headlines was ISU athletics irresponsible. And then by Tuesday afternoon, the president had quashed the whole deal. And she made the decision with Pollard on Monday to go ahead with it. So
no, I don't think Pollard was down with the decision. I think Wendy brought him in and
said,
calling me irresponsible. They're calling me irresponsible. Oh, get over it. Get over it.
Yeah, because somebody calls you something, you must be it. That's the way the world works right now.
That's right.
Well, it would have been tough.
Is safe.
I mean,
it's ultra safe. Yeah. Why don't we just wrap everybody in a coat?
Quite honestly, with all the rules they had, I'm not sure the fans would have had that much fun. I mean, no tailgating, and you're required to wear masks, and there's no concessions. It would have been a tough game to sit there for 4 hours.
But you know what? You can bring in you can bring in food with you, and you could bring in your own beverages. Yeah. Now,
how do you do that with a mask on?
Well, then you get to take the mask off. Obviously, because how can they possibly allow you to bring it in if you're not going to drink it and eat it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was weird, but that is. They were allowing you to do that.
And it should be an interesting game because the Raging Cajuns, isn't that who that is? I mean, they've got a good football team. And they're supposed to have an outstanding quarterback that's an exciting player. Should be a fun game to watch.
They are a pretty strong program, for a mid-major. And, one of the things about being in that area, Louisiana and Mississippi, is if you look at statistically, that area produces more NFL talent per capita than any other area in the country, which I found surprising when I heard that the state of Louisiana does.
No, there's one exception, Livermore, Iowa.
Oh, is that
per
right?
capita? They had one, Dallas Clark, but per capita, that's got to be number one.
They had like 90 people.
Yeah, but
are you talking about pros or college?
pros.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with that, when you've only got one major in-state school like LSU there, you know, there's only 85 guys you could take on a scholarship, you know,
Right.
so there's going to be a lot of talent hanging around there.
That's right.
And they've done a good job of kind of cultivating that
Well,
extra
Terry
market down
Bradshaw, wasn't he from there?
there. Louisiana Tech.
He was from Tech.
It was the backup to Phil Robertson, the Duck Commander, the Duck
That's
Dynasty
right.
guy.
That's right.
That's right.
I've heard that story a
Duck
thousand.
Dynasty.
Randy, I want you to talk about the Big Ten because I still don't. It seems like they're ready to. They're already unhappy with the Big Ten commissioner. He hasn't even been on the job for a year.
Right.
But they.
I don't think
Not a
anybody
lot of
knows.
people seem to.
Well, you know, the lawsuit forced them to come out with the actual vote,
Hmm.
and it turned out it was everybody thought it was 12-2. It turned out it was 11-3.
Except our man Bruce Harrell.
No, he was one of the three that voted for
That's right.
football, but it took a lawsuit to get it out of him.
I'd like to know if Harrelson's a Republican. Yeah.
And
He's a proud American. I know that.
yeah. But you know, and heck, even Trump called the Big Ten commissioner yesterday.
Well, so he says, and he says that he's convinced them. He thinks they'll start earlier now
But
after
nobody
his
has any
conversation.
Nobody-
After his conversation with the commissioner, yeah, I believe that to be true too.
I love Trump. He
Not.
hallucinates.
I know it. Interestingly enough, though, the court in Lancaster County yesterday ruled that they have to produce additional documentation within 10 days, which I thought was interesting. Yeah.
Where is it filed at?
It's in Lincoln.
In Lincoln. Okay.
Yeah, it's
All
in
right.
Lincoln and in state court.
Okay.
And the judge ruled that they've got 10 days. So that really accelerates things.
Doesn't
Usually-
anybody in college football have male reproductive organs? How do I just?
Well, there's 3 conferences playing. Yeah.
Oh my God, we get the 2 radio guys. So they're just cracking each other up, Randy.
Yeah, I know it.
Oh, they're entertaining each
Man.
other today.
All right, I should have said it a different way.
No, don't.
Yeah,
No.
No, we want to stay on the air. We're live today, for
We're
God's
live.
sake.
Yes,
we
we
can't
are.
bleep you out. Oh,
So, what is going to happen with the Big Ten now that
There's
Trump
all
called-
kinds of rumors about maybe starting the season right after Thanksgiving and playing it in domes, and you know, you hear that, and then you hear that no, there's no talk about that. So I don't know if anybody knows what's going on, including the commissioner of the Big Ten. So
I
And
think
meanwhile, poor little Arkansas's got the toughest schedule known to mankind. They play all the SEC West teams, and then they play Georgia, Florida, Tennessee,
my
and
gosh.
Mizzou too. If you
at
look at
least
their
they're
schedule,
playing.
oh, they're playing,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
for sure. But man, their
That's murderer's
schedule,
row.
and they hired their offensive line coach because they kind of blundered the whole coaching deal. They fired Morris after 2 years.
Yeah.
And so really couldn't find anybody. So, we got to pay these buyouts. We got to get a cheap coach. So we'll just get the guy who's coaching offensive line. So they're in a mess.
I think I've stumbled onto something. The problem with college football is lack of male reproductive organs. But
Well, they
anyway,
have it in the SEC and at Clemson.
I know
can
it,
tell you
man.
that
I
much.
know it. I know it. Here we are out here in the Midwest, and
There's a
we
lot
have a definite lack of it.
There's a
let
lot
me
of
tell you, nobody is hoping that we have a resurgence like the Big Ten is.
right, exactly.
They are, because
They're
they
praying for
are
that.
scared to death that this may work.
Yeah.
And they will look really bad if this thing doesn't blow up on them.
You know, they permanently got rid of male and female swimming at the University of Iowa. You know,
And
we-
you know, they
we-
have quite a facility down
yeah,
there.
that's right. They just built
State
it.
of the art.
Actually, they're supposed to host the NCAA Nationals this
That's
spring.
right.
We have a local connection to that swimming team.
Oh, yeah,
David
sure.
Furyk's
Yeah.
son.
Well, and then the
Hartley,
Hartley girl is
Is she
also
at
there. She's
Iowa
at
or Iowa State?
Iowa. Yeah.
Okay, and then the Thorson,
Thorson girls at Iowa State.
State.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're
Yeah.
talking lack of something else here. I mean, you just build this beautiful facility at the University of Iowa. And then, oh, COVID.
Hey, so we were talking about a couple of things. You know, you were talking about Tom Seaver passing, but how about Lute Olson and John Thompson
John
in
Thompson,
1
yeah.
week?
Big too.
A couple greats right there,
Yeah,
and,
Hall of
and
Famers.
really interesting to read about them too. You know, both extremely well respected by their peers.
Yep.
I forgot
Absolutely.
Iverson played for him. You know, I almost can't put the two together, but Allen Iverson
Oh.
played for him. Yeah.
Oh, a lot of great players played for Thompson.
What I didn't realize,
Yeah, they
and
did.
I want
Patrick
Rob
Ewing.
to weigh
Yeah.
in on this, and maybe Randy knows, and I'm sure you know, Mike, but what I read was that was John Thompson's first college coaching gig was Georgetown.
Really?
Is that true?
Wow.
Boy, I didn't know that.
I think it was his first head coaching gig.
Okay, head
I think that was the first time he had been a head coach. I know he had a relationship, and I don't know if he was on the staff at North Carolina with Dean Smith, but there was a relationship where he did kind of credit a lot of what he learned from Dean Smith too. So, but I think he had been an assistant somewhere and then got the Georgetown job and really put that deal, on the map. Now, I don't know if anybody here has ever met John Thompson besides me. Have you met him,
I
Randy?
met him.
How-
when I was coaching.
I don't want to talk bad about the dead, so I'm not going to. But how was he when you met him?
I found him to be very soft spoken.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and quite a gentleman myself.
He was the total opposite to me.
Really?
But I think it was because I was in the media at the time I met him
Oh,
too. You know how he was with the media all the time, and he probably just lumped me in with the other 150 guys that he couldn't stand to start with. But yeah, he was not very approachable at all.
Well,
whenever-
you find out things about people like that. Mickey Mantle was an idol of mine when I was a kid in the 50s and 60s. Apparently, he wasn't, that big country boy smile was kind of a dodge. He could be real mean and dismiss the kids that were looking for autographs. and
Oh wow! I didn't know
cheated
that.
on his wife several times. All those things, booze too much, all those sorts of things. So, I would have. Nobody ever reported that, of course, when I was a kid. But
I never got a chance to meet Lute, and I always wanted to meet him because when I was a little kid, I thought him and Bob Barker were the same person.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked the same.
I'm telling you,
Bob Barker?
he had the best hair
Oh yeah.
in the world. Oh my Lord! And it's that white.
Yeah.
He was a good-looking, handsome,
It's very-
distinguished
And
man.
Lute had a charisma about him,
He
which
really
made him
did.
a very good recruiter. And I actually worked for Lute for 3 months.
Oh,
Did you?
cool.
Yeah, and it was in the fall of 1974, actually. Yeah, and he was
were you a graduate assistant or
mhm,
something?
and then I took a different job, but that paid me some money.
Oh, that.
So, but Lute was a class act and did rebuilt the Iowa program, and
He really did. Who was George? He was a black guy.
Traveling.
Rattling, that's right.
well, that was after Lute.
Yeah, that was
that
after.
was.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't interrupt.
But did
Well,
Dick,
no, it wasn't.
did
But
he-
George had some decent teams. He was a heck of a recruiter. It was Licklider that killed the program. Yeah.
Well,
Todd
but no,
Licklider?
but Luke came in after. Didn't he come in after Dick Schultz?
Yes.
And before
Yes,
that,
yes.
Ralph Miller,
Ralph Miller,
who
had
was a
great-
terrific coach,
terrific coach
terrific
at Iowa.
from Wichita State. But
Right.
then Dick drove that thing down on the ground. Then Luke came in, and his story is very interesting. I find also. I mean, go from a high school coach in Minnesota to ending up in L.A. coaching a
Long
junior
Beach
college.
State, Long Beach
and
State
then-
Junior College
Yeah, and then
for
go
like 1 year or something, 1 or 2 years, and then landed the Iowa job.
But
But he's one of those guys that would blow your socks off in an interview because Lou was about 6'4". He had that beautiful hair, handsome guy, had that great smile. I mean, he exuded charisma when he walked in the room. He's kind of like Hayden Fry in that way too. Just one of those guys that when he walks in the room, everybody turns their head and looks at him.
yeah,
You
he
know,
was.
Hayden was just what the Hawkeye program needed
Yep,
after
same way.
5 years of Bob Cumming.
Same
Poor
way.
old- I still feel sorry for poor old Bob Cumming.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was in over his head or what, but they were burning, dump on his front steps in the middle of the night. It happened regularly.
But think about Bump Elliott. I mean, look at the coaches he
Bump?
hired at Iowa. He hired Hayden. He hired Lute Olson. He
Yeah.
hired Dan Gable. I mean,
He did also hire, I think, Frank Lauderburn, Dick Cummings. I mean, he struggled.
Oh.
And Ray Nagel. But
Dick Cummings, who was that?
I mean, I'm sorry,
Bob.
Bob Cummings. Who did I? Frank Lauderburn, Bob Cummings.
Yeah.
But he did. He hired. He ended up being a great AD.
he actually.
I'm
had-
not
he-
saying he did.
I think he also hired Vivian Stringer, who turned the Iowa women's basketball program into a
She
powerhouse.
really did.
Yeah.
She really did.
But I didn't realize how down Arizona was a
Well,
great.
they were a joke.
Yeah, I mean,
People were shocked when he took that job.
I know, including me.
Yeah.
And everybody in Iowa was
Oh, yeah.
devastated.
Yeah.
And never should have let him get away. Frankly, I
Never
don't know.
should've. What
No, they
was
really-
the deal there? Maybe he really wanted to move to Arizona. I don't know.
I don't know. I think there was more to it. He was the arena. The new arena was built
That's
after
right.
1 year
He had been advocating for a
for
new.
new,
Well, he
but
got
he
it built.
got it.
Yeah, he got it.
He
built.
got it. And the other one, John Thompson, same thing. Georgetown, horrible basketball. Never even.
Yeah.
Now we know it as, and Arizona and Georgetown is those are places you want to go play. You want to play for those universities.
And when he took the Arizona job, because I knew a couple of assistants real well, the assistants didn't even know he was taking it. Rosborough and Scott Thompson.
Yeah, right.
Neither one of them. They did not. Tony McAndrews was the other one. None of them.
Now that we're talking about it, I think they got that new arena open just after he left. After he had been arguing, arguing for it. I think that was a motivating factor, but I couldn't say for sure.
You might be right. Yeah.
But he did. He had a great gig down there in Arizona. I mean, man. And he did a great job. Great job.
Lute ended up at Iowa because I was reading back on the backstory whenever he died. And, you guys mentioned he was at City College in Long Beach. He took the Long Beach State job after Jerry Tarkanian.
He
asked him when he went there, he said, "Are you guys going to be on probation? Because I don't want to come here." And they assured him, no. He was there, a year or two, and all of a sudden they're on probation because everywhere Tarkanian goes, that's what happens.
Tark the shark.
So when they landed on probation, he was looking for a new job and ended up at Iowa because of that. And I do think I would almost put money on the fact that Carver Hawkeye was built after he left, but he was instrumental in
He absolutely was. Yeah, but whatever happened with that NBA or that investigation, not with the NBA, but with the shoe companies and college basketball?
Well, it's slowly moving along.
It's still going on.
KU now has been, that's what I was talking about. They have been cited. They have these violations that have been brought. Are they the last one? Nothing has come out on Creighton yet. This has been years, it's just floating around out there in space. They haven't vindicated them and they haven't accused them of anything. So, but you do have KU, which that and other things, and that's a big deal.
That is, KU's especially a big deal.
Well, yeah.
Is Creighton going to get to play ball this year or not?
We hope so.
Nobody knows yet.
Well, I mean, we're in the same boat as everybody else. Yeah. Here's what I'm hearing, though, through the grapevine and out of the Big East, that they're giving extremely serious consideration to the bubble approach. And they've identified, I think we talked about this last week, but Omaha, Indianapolis as two potential bubble sites between Butler and Creighton. And they've got everything they need. They could do that. But I'm also hearing we may have a vaccine in November.
Right.
Now we got the quick test that's coming out. So this is all good for basketball.
Did you hear that, Randy?
What?
Vaccine in November after the election.
It's supposed to come out on November 1st.
Yeah, actually it is. That's what I read. Yeah.
All right. I just want to keep an eye.
I don't know how you do a college bubble, though. I mean, you move the teams in and keep them there?
So here's how you do it. Let's use Omaha as an example. So you got the Hilton right there that's got 600 or 800 rooms, and it's actually connected with the CIH Center. They move them in there. And so one of the questions, well, how can we possibly afford that? They go, these hotels are dying for occupancy.
Oh, sure.
They're willing to negotiate on those rooms. And you have the Marriott right there. And then you have the huge convention center. They said, we can put in 2 floors in the convention center, practice floors, or if necessary, game floor, along with the CIH Center. Then Creighton has three sites, all state-of-the-art, brand new, with 4 full-size floors in them that are maybe less than a mile away from the hotels.
So they play the whole conference schedule there, or what?
Well, they would start, as I understand it, right around Thanksgiving after everybody leaves, and they would pay for 2 months. And I'm not sure how, and they haven't set out until January 15th. That's when everybody comes back again. Okay. But this is all, there's no definition to it other than what I just told you, what I've heard. And Indianapolis is set up the same way.
Okay,
maybe
guys,
even better.
Guys, I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun today. This is a live show. Gosh, we haven't done a live show in a while. If you have a closing thought, it's got to be 15 seconds.
Yes. If Creighton's not going to win the Big East this year, playing every game at home, they got a problem.
Except nobody will be there, so we have no home floor advantage, unfortunately. Which, by the way, and I've told this, I think that puts KU in the driver's seat for Big 12 football. They're used to playing in empty stadiums.
Once again, I'm gone tomorrow through Tuesday. You guys have a great Labor Day weekend, please. This is AM 1400 KVFD, the voice of Fort Dodge.
Michael Devine, standing for Medicare and Social Security. After a lifetime of work, you deserve it. AM 1400 KVFD.
It's 429.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace is the only national retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint, which means the paint you trust and a huge selection of colors are right in your neighborhood. And right now, when you buy a sample of Benjamin Moore paint, we'll give you $5 off your next paint purchase. So if you're looking for award-winning service and a new look for your home, look no further than Benjamin Moore paint at Ace. Offer valid on gallons of Benjamin Moore, Clark & Kensington, and Royal Paint. Levy one $5 coupon on 1 gallon purchase at participating Ace stores only. See store for additional details and exclusions.
Your news, your town, your station. KVFD News when it breaks.
With your KVFD News Update, I'm Rob Jones.
The sentencing of a Fort Dodge teenager has been delayed until October. 17-year-old Tate Martinson was in court earlier this week expecting to be sentenced, but the judge delayed the sentencing. Martinson was charged and has pleaded guilty to first-degree robbery. The charge stems from his role in the robbery and shooting death of 28-year-old Sioux Falls, South Dakota resident Mohammed Yoab. Allegedly, Martinson and co-conspirator Damian Chavez of Fort Dodge robbed Yoab during a drug deal, and Chavez then allegedly shot Yoab. The incident happened in October of last year on A Street West near the Tom Thumb restaurant here in Fort Dodge. Martinson is being charged as an adult in the case, but the court is evaluating several factors in the case, including whether Martinson should be sentenced as an adult. Even when someone under 18 is charged as an adult, they may or may not be sentenced as harshly as an adult. Martinson is due back in court October 13th to be sentenced. A